The second important leg here is ethical wealth creation. And here as well, I think, it is important to look at what India has had in terms of its economic model, economic development, and really recognize our strengths. Last year's economic survey, we had pointed out, using research by very painstaking research done by Angus Madison, who documented the contribution to world's GDP from 180 till 2080. And one of the key, evidences that comes out, and actually it's an aha moment, it was an aha moment for me, is that up until 1750 AD, that's 17 and a half centuries, India accounted for at least 33% of world's GDP, at least 33% of world's GDP. In some centuries, it was as high as, 40, exceeding 40%, 40 to 43% as well. For 17 and a half centuries, accounted for at least 33% of world's GDP. Just to understand the extent of dominance that, that this means, take the country that we all know today as the economic superpower, the United States. At its peak, at its maximum, the United States has accounted for about 16 to 17% of world's GDP. In other words, maximum of 16 to 17% compared to a minimum of 33%. And what about the duration? The United States has been a superpower, economic superpower, for half a century. Compare that with the 17 and a half centuries. Put these facts together and marvel at the economic dominance, and something that we all have to remember: 17 and a half centuries versus half a century, at least 33% versus at a max 16, 17%. That tells you of the economic dominance. So, people that might have lived 300 years back would actually have, looked at India in far more awe than what some of us today may be looking at in the United States, given these facts. And by the way, this is not opinion, these are facts. Now, such kind of dominance does not come about just through sheer luck. It comes because of the quality of the economic thinking, the quality of the economic model that actually leads to such sustained growth that then creates the dominance. And that is what, if you go and read the native literature, whether it's Arthashastra in Sanskrit or Tirukkural in Tamil, my native language, written by Saint Tiruvalluvar about 3,500 years back, you go and read there, you actually find that the idea of ethical wealth creation by marrying the invisible hand of the market with the hand of ethics has been advocated. Never talked about just wealth creation, about ethical wealth creation. In some sense, we can relate this to our daily lives. You will find many of us, in our homes, the two words written, Shubh Labh. And that captures it so well, because, it does not say Shubh and Hani, which is Ashubh, doing good and for losses, or nor does it say Ashubh and Labh, which is unethical wealth creation or wealth creation through any means. I think, this is important to recognize, because this is what has been part of our DNA, the 40, 50 years of the tryst with socialism that we undertook, that never delivered the promised tryst with destiny, is but ephemeral. And I think we have to return back to that DNA of ethical wealth creation. The hand of ethics itself being derived from our morals, spiritual and philosophical foundation. That's what basically advocated the hand of ethics.